Hey guys, welcome to another ANGR, and today we're doing Dying Light, but before we go into it, I really just want to preface this video by saying my first ever zombie game that I looked forward to playing and actually enjoyed without being pushed into it and quitting for, after a half second of gameplay was Minecraft. Minecraft is my benchmark for a zombie game, and I want you guys to know this going into this because I'm a wild-eyed little kid when I walk into an open world and there's zombies that come out, at different times of day. So keep that in mind and enjoy. The greatest game I ignored until well after its launch set itself is probably my biggest regret when confronted with my feelings for this genre. When it comes to quality, Dying Light checks all the boxes, flips the paper over, and checks more than it made up on the fly. This game, as of February 2018, its third anniversary month, has everything that will make you look at any other open world game and wish it were better. Collectathons, amazing weapons from katanas and scythes and sickles and shuriken, shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, bats, and then there are mods, parkour, crafting, variant enemies, side quests, Easter eggs, challenges, skill trees, driving, levels, sick combat mechanics. There's just way too much. This 3-year-old gem is the zombie game to end all zombie games. Anything after this will be less. And I'm going to use this video to gush on as much of it as possible. I'll start with your avatar, or rather generic white everyman number 476, Kyle Crane. He's unrelatable, and I really don't focus on characters or story in this ANGR series because of issues like this. Crane is a trained gunman, is a parkour capable, extremely durable, but really he's just a tool for you to experience the game, at least as you grow, which, I'm okay with that. What I like about the growth in Dying Light is that getting stronger isn't just numbers. It's not like Borderlands where stat balling is your power expression. Instead, you unlock tools and techniques and maneuvers along your skill trees that let you play a lot more smoothly. And yeah, there's stamina and health numbers and damage and all that stuff, but there's also climbing walls and vaulting zombies. Actually, because the way Dying Light is structured, I can section this video based on all the skill trees, and that's exactly what I'm going to do because, it kind of begs it. So here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Combat becomes easier as you get stronger, and on early fights you really want to avoid it due to your weapon availability and spaghetti in your arm. The looter-shooter mechanics in this game generally become, overpower your eventual enemy, loot their body, and keep foraging for other weapons. That's okay. Stronger weapons become available for survivor level, which is what you really want to level up if you want to get high numbers. That's your stat ball, if you will. But your power level gives you more combat techniques. This ties the trees together, so if you're a killer like me, they force you to quest and craft to get better stuff before you flex on zombies with it. And I really enjoyed this because grinding in this game to become an uber badass meant just do as much as possible and help literally everyone. Now, this plays partly into the narrative as the main villain badgers you for being a dog who does little but take orders from anyone. But you're in a quarantine zombie wasteland. Like, what else would I be doing here if I had nothing else to do? Like, be a villain like you? Do you want me, a willing and able everyman, to not literally help every person I can? I digress. Yeah, combat's super refined. You've got unlocks for power attacks, running tackles, aerial takedowns, sweep dodges, and even combat applicant parkour like vaults and slide tackles. Combat gets to the point of being nuts, and that's just melee, because eventually you get bows and guns and other projectiles that take a role in more tactical combat versus zombies and variant enemy humans and stuff. Guns, like in many zombie games, attract faster, stronger zombies, so stay away from loud noises if you can. But bows end up being better. Guns unload and reload fast. It's just like in real life. Like, why would you use a gun? You don't want to attract zombies, but bows, if you're more skillful, if you have more time, you want to use a bow. I like being indoors more because I can go balls out with all my loudest weapons and explosives, because you can put explosives on your shuriken and your shield and shit. You can also craft Molotovs and grenades by yourself. You don't need to pick them up from enemies, so explosions are just always an option for cleaning house. I mentioned earlier, there's shields, which are amazingly implemented into combat, just like everything else in this game, honestly. They soak up damage, they are destructible, and they really come in elemental forms. With the variant weather conditions in this game, you can chain lightning and stuff, which is pretty cool because there's an electric shield, so if you're surrounded by a bunch of zombies during a thunderstorm, per se, you can use an electric shield and chain all the damage. You can use a claymore shield to do some concussive damage if you parry it. It's really cool. All in all, perfect on your end. The zombies themselves are a lot of hits and exactly 2 misses, okay? Virals, goons, bolters, I like those a lot, alongside the larger, dumb, strong lumberjacks that knock you off your feet every now and then, just like they did in Dead Island. Terrifying volatiles, I will get to, but Fuck boomers. I just want to say that right now. Fuck boomers. Their one-shot bullshit is just a random tax on your time, given this game isn't permadeath, so you just reload from wherever your checkpoint was. I find that in their placement utterly detestable. Why are they in random buildings alone or around? What's the context? Why are they always around the corner? Why do they spawn in the middle of roads? Boomers are the dumbest shit ever. Just ever. Giant brutes are also annoying, especially because they just spawn in dumb places unless it's a scripted boss fight. I personally hate meat shields. Like, they don't make much sense, especially in the narrative sense, because their clothes are too big. That's really it. You know what, have a dropkick montage. Alright, starting off, this game is kind of Mirror's Edge in the beginning. It seemed like it wants to be, but as you level up your agility tree and your stamina grows, this game takes on an identity of its own. Simple hopping and falling on the cushions in cars turns into wall climbing and vaulting enemies and sliding under low passes. There's no wall running, but you should still feel like a total badass. But you already know what I'm leading up to in terms of like the logical endpoint of all parkour in this game. Yeah, this shit changes everything. Dive off buildings, avoid getting chased down, long jump, momentum cancel. This grapple might be one of the best implements in a game like this, like ever. It's fucking nuts. I discovered that you can just dive off a building and grapple to anything on the fly during a hard mode play with one of my friends, but I could really just do an entire section on the grapple hook, but I'm gonna leave it for the rest of the stuff. Okay, I play on hard mode, and to my knowledge, this ain't Fallout survival. Like, you don't need to keep up with food and water. This is a series that heals you a bit for food. Not all like in Dead Rising, where you just get a fucking burger and you get a chunk of health, which is downright goofy in my opinion. But you do need to get stronger to survive in this game as it goes. This usually takes the form of new crafting techniques and weapons. Like I said, you can loot bodies in all sorts of chests. There's Skyrim-style lockpicking, which I guess is standard. There's nothing. If this ain't broke, don't fix it. But you get stronger and more awesome as you level up your survival tree. And the best way to farm up this tree is, like I said earlier, just to do everything, especially the airdrops that come in terms of in the narrative. There are airdrops to help save the people there. They give people antidotes and all these medical supplies. If you take those airdrops, you can turn them in for cash and survival points and a couple of items, which I think is pretty cool. Quests often take liberties with their limits as well. So as you play the game, if you hear the plane, just go ahead and do it. Like, just go off your course and do the quest unless you're doing an escort mission. You usually find a fight there, but I think I did a good job of establishing the fights is incredibly fun. So going around doing a looter shooter thing, it's all fun. I like all the mechanics. They come pretty tightly, and what I really liked was just kind of roaming around and doing stuff. I like playing the game for the purpose of playing it because you get stronger. And staying out for as long as I do, you know, you really can... Wait. What was that sound? Oh yeah, there's a genre switch. This is nighttime. Nighttime is the time where it goes from looter shooter to just straight up survival horror. The volatiles that come at night are just giant alpha insta-kill, basically zombies that you have to avoid with everything in your being. But, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do to avoid them and just sneak around. You can stay on top of buildings and grapple hook as you're being chased. The chase sequences are pretty scary because the music's scary and there's like stuff coming from your speakers and all these sounds and the rims of the screen. I like how the night's implemented in this game. And doing things at night, your skill points are doubled. So, and there's actually quests that you do at nighttime only, usually something glowing or like in underwater caves, and the volatiles themselves you should raid they are the strongest zombies, and you can find them in the daytime in their own caves where they hide for away from the sun, but at nighttime you can go and take out their nests, which I think is personally cool. Like, that's a huge challenge in itself. And of course there's an achievement for killing volatile nests. I mean, I'm not an achievement hunter in the general sense, but more stuff to do, really. So yeah, nighttime. That about does it for the assessment, and probably from, like, you know, boomers and all those goons, the game probably doesn't, you know... Nah, you thought I forgot. Nah, the expansion complete this game's overall perfection, in my opinion. The Bozak Court is a challenge mode that really goes double dragon on you. It doesn't do much to my fancy, but I'll insert here that doing challenge modes made me look for the Easter eggs in this game, and I'm not going to show any here, but they're amazing. Just know that if you play this game, find all of them. They're really cool, especially the Mario one. That's the one I'll ruin for you. It's really cool. But it's just inspiring to see the following, because the following is a third world. You get slums, you get city, and you get the following. The following's map is huge, and yeah, the buggy's sick. Driving is in its own skill tree by itself. I really don't. What else can this game do? It's just the extra cake under a cake, and this cake has perfect buttercream, vanilla icing with chocolate accents, and a strawberry fruit layer. Shout out to my mom's choice Publix in the 7th grade. Listen, the car is really good. The buggy is practically everything proof. You can even flip it by kicking. I might have mentioned, but in the combat section, there's a kick button, like just a straight up kick button. You can stomp in zombies' heads and stuff, but for the buggies, you can just kick it. Really cool. You can upgrade that buggy to be the super hot rod that you never got as a kid. Honestly, it's one of the car is so cool, guys. I don't know how else to say it. There's not much more this game can do for me anymore. It's giving me a 10 out of 10 experience. I come back to it every now and then to see what they cooked up. It's cranked up to 11 with other people. It's a complete package that adds too much for me to go back to any other zombie game and be satisfied unless I'm with people for a community aspect. I really can't see how Techland can outdo themselves when they add something later, like, you know, a craftable skill gear that lets you wall run or tame bolters to ride them or some shit. Listen, I love Dying Light. It's the best zombie game ever. Period. Yo, special shouts out to the composers of the game as well. Dying Light has one of the better soundtracks that I've ever heard in my entire life, and I felt it a crime that I went through all my original recordings without actually mentioning that. Dying Light's music is addicting, and I end up humming it during work and stuff, so yeah, I just wanted to insert